Double tap his motherfucking soul all you want. We are live. Make him scream like a little girl. Anyway,
Ah,
ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Gen X and Beyond. I'm Gen X Dave with my co-host Smoking 420 and Only the Lonely. What's up, guys?
So
hi.
I,
Hey,
I changed my name to Moking the Bull since I ain't got the Facebook no more.
yeah. Crazy thing happened earlier. I get a text message asking me what my phone number is, and then another message right after that saying it wasn't me. And then I get a phone call from somebody that's not Moken, and it's somebody who hacked his account out of New York, trying to trash talk to me. And I told him Donald Trump is coming. You better run, and then hung up on him, and then reported and blocked the account. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So. With that being said, other than that, I got some real crazy fucking shit to talk about tonight. We
Oh
are
yeah.
going to go over some of this shit, and I'm just going to start off right now. The U.S. aid is crooked motherfuckers, man.
Yeah.
All right, you ready for this? This is what United States tax dollars under fucking Democratic powers. This is what our tax dollars went to. 50 million to fund condoms in Gaza.
Yeah,
Hold on.
yeah, because they
But
don't want them to reproduce.
I wanna talk to you about that.
Okay,
They're
Genocide
not
by birth
using them.
control.
They're not even using them for birth control.
no,
They're not
What
using
they're
them at
using
all,
them
dude. That's
for is
bullshit.
what?
that's
What's your
birth
about? We already
control.
talked about this, Mogan. They're not using them as fucking makeshift bombs. They're not using them at all. It's fake. There's no fucking condoms. They didn't spend $50 million on condoms for Gazans. They're killing them all with bombs and loading the rest up in the trucks. They don't care. That was money laundering. That's the whole point of getting rid of it because it's horseshit.
Right, exactly. We are fucking live, ladies and gentlemen. So welcome to Gen X and beyond. And before we get any further into this list, just know that our thoughts, opinions, and views are just that of our own, does not represent YouTube, X, Spotify, or anything else we decide to post our podcast on. So just know that. And if you want to be a guest on our show, you could go to genxandbeyond at gmail.com along with tips, comments, and anything else you want to say. Uh, I currently don't have a screen up to see if people are joining and leave comments or talk, but this is crazy. So,
Yeah, we'll have to show you how to open up that chat so you can check the chat out. Wow.
yeah, I would love to do that at one point in time. Um, but just so you know, that this spending of our tax dollars under Democratic control the last 4 years has
Outrage.
really gotten too fucking stupid. All right, so we covered Gaza. Okay, and this is my thing. I don't give a shit what happens in other fucking countries. We should not be sending our tax dollars for dumb shit to other countries.
I
One,
don't, as
one,
long as we're not sending our tax dollars to those dumb countries.
1.5 million to advance DEI in Siberia's workplaces. Why do we give a fuck? That's not our problem.
Right.
70,000 for the production of a DEI musical in Ireland. Why do we care? Why don't Ireland pay for that?
Right.
47,000 on a transgender opera in Colombia. It's not our fucking country.
Who cares if it
30
was? Fuck.
$32,000
Why
for
the
a
Yeah.
fuck are we going to
Even
spend
if it
tax
was
money on
our
an
country,
opera? I don't
why?
care. Right.
Why
Why
are
would you
why is
spend
the government paying for any kind of opera by anybody?
the people that go to operas can afford to pay 150 fucking dollars a ticket. I don't think we need government subsidizations for operas.
me neither.
No.
Like, what the fuck, man?
Me neither. All right. So,
Opera's great. Go fucking buy yourself a ticket, but don't go ask welfare to send you to the
and
opera.
don't ask another
What the
country to pay
fuck?
for your stupidity. Um, 32,000 for a transgender comic in Peru.
You give
37
you give
million.
comics
30
here.
Yeah, 37 million to the World Health Organization.
Oh my God.
16 million in funding for the institutional contractors and gender development offices.
Wait, say that again?
16 million in funding for institutional contractors and gender development offices.
More DEI shit.
4 million of funding for the Center of Climate Positive Development.
Take a look at this.
12 million in support services for the Bureau of Resilience, Environment, and Food Safety. 6 million in non-emergency funding for redundant administrative supports for the Center of Excellence.
Huh?
3 million in non-emergency funding to provide evaluation services for planning and learning programs. 600,000 to fund technical assistance for family planning in Latin America.
Again, murdering people. Tax funds the murder people.
The stupidity of spending our American tax dollars on that redundant bullshit that we have no business in spending our tax dollars. Look, listen, let me just make one thing straight. If we're sending our tax dollars to another country, it better be for a cause that's worth sending money to. But a transgender opera is not worth sending money to. DEI programs in Siberia is not worth sending. Condoms in Gaza is not worth sending my tax dollars over there for that shit. It's not. That's not what our money is for. It's not what our tax dollars are for. You swindled our money. And you wonder why the Democratic Party is on a free fall. Okay?
It's
And
all a scam.
you wonder, why don't you send your
And
money?
I wonder, wonder why. She ran
Just,
away.
just so you know, that is a small list of what our money is being spent on. Okay? So it is
Yeah.
fucking ridiculous.
What did that small list equal up to? $100
As
million?
far as total money,
Yeah, what was that? Just that
we
list.
got
That's just a drop in the bucket. How big is that drop that we just listed?
let's see here.
Give me a quick rundown. I'll try to keep a loose total.
Okay.
25,
50
Hold on.
million,
50 mil.
1.5,
Okay.
70,000,
Okay.
47,000,
Okay.
32,000,
Okay.
37 million,
Oh, close to 100 million. Keep going.
16 million,
Yeah, we're over 100 million.
4 million,
Oh,
12 million,
over 1.1 million.
6 million,
Oh,
3 million,
almost 1.2 million.
and 600,000.
Oh, wow. So almost 1.2, no, $120 million then almost. Wow. That's messed up.
Elon's doing his job that he was hired for.
Yeah.
And then I heard
mean-
that not only that, but he's hired people to help him because, obviously Ramaswamy, is doing his own thing. And he hired some young people to help him do this.
Yeah. Wow.
And these people are highly educated, you know, work in or around the White House, and they're helping them dip into everything going on.
Well, we shall see.
That's not all. That's not including the 16 billion to Ukraine, 1.9 billion to Ethiopia, 1.2 billion to Jordan, 1.1 billion to Afghanistan, 1.1 billion to Somalia.
Isn't it weird how
Yeah,
we're funding all these fucking these countries that are supposed to be terrorist states?
right.
Fucking
Well,
weird, isn't it? Isn't that
well,
weird?
I asked Dave earlier.
2 million for
Something I
sex
seen.
Almost like it's
changes.
planned out.
$2 million for sex changes and LGBTQ activism in Guatemala.
Why? People, if you know why, if you know why we're giving other countries our money, I want to know.
Why is it our problem to
Democrats,
send
please let me
2.5
know.
million? Why
Don't
is it
ask why.
our
There is no
problem?
real reason.
Why is it our problem to send 2.5 million to Vietnam for electric vehicles?
It's not. You shouldn't
It
even
was
ask the question because it gives them the opportunity to lie to you to try to
6
justify it.
billion to fund
There's
tourism
no
in Egypt.
justifiable reason to spend any of this money.
well. I mean, all right. What other country taxes their people to give us
Money away? I
funding?
don't know.
None.
I mean, UK's been taxing their people so the king and queen can live high on the hog for their
Yeah,
entire
but they're
existence.
not giving their
I
money
mean,
to us, but we're giving them money.
Here we
well,
go. Tell me why we spent $878,000 for a nonprofit linked to designated terrorist organizations.
I don't know. Tell me why motherfuckers have $1 million fucking toilets. Politicians have $1 million toilets in some of their mansions. Did you ever hear about this about 5 years ago? Some motherfucker spent like $45,000 on a toilet.
100,000 went to 100,000 meals went to Al Qaeda.
Why are we doing anything for Al Qaeda?
Because they're
Al Qaeda.
fronts, dude. Nobody's been paying attention, man.
Yes, we've been paying
We
attention. It's just
we
why?
fund and train these people and then
Why?
set them loose
But why?
because we want the oil. We want all the motherfucking oil. And we want the land and we want the ancient secrets.
Okay, here you
Why
go.
do they do it?
Hold on. Hold on.
We're
You
trying to
ready
find the
for this?
Holy Grail, Moken.
I am giving you the top 2 on the list. Are you ready? We have funded money, millions of dollars, to print personalized contraceptive birth control devices in developing countries. And here's the kicker of all. You ready for this? I've been calling this out for 20 years, but nobody wanted to listen to me. But now it's being told that it's true, and I was right. Hundreds of millions of our taxpayer dollars. You want to know where it's going to fund irrigation canals, farming equipment, and even fertilizer used to support the unprecedented poppy cultivation of heroin products in Afghanistan, belonging and benefiting the Taliban.
Which are retaliating against the Americans.
Now, you want to know that? There it is. I didn't say it. It's just what is true.
Every extremist cult was put there and funded by the CIA and the government. The real ones all killed themselves in the 80s and 90s, people. There's no such thing as fucking extremist cult and terrorists anymore. They're just a bunch of militia people hired by the government to create chaos, destabilize regions all over the planet so we can come in and colonialize them. Hey, we'll take the oil. Don't worry. We'll take care of you. We'll give you the internet and we'll give you roads. And we're in competition with China to do
Here
this.
you go.
China.
Around the world, our USAID fund roughly is dispersed about $44 billion.
That could have eliminated 2 times over homelessness in this country.
You goddamn right.
And our
3 times over,
national-
4 times over.
and
And
our
if you made them out of
national debt-
hempcrete, 100 times over.
Our national debt is what, 64 billion?
No, trillion.
Trillion?
Trillions. Tens of trillions. I think
it's 64.
I think Biden pushed it from 17 to 30, but 17 trillion to 30. And Trump was actually doing really good before
No,
COVID hit.
Before
He was
before Trump got in this time, it was at 61, something like that.
I don't know.
What?
I know. No,
61 trillion.
Hold on. Our
Whenever
national
he
debt.
left.
You looking that up, Dan?
Yes.
Yeah, I should have known. You type faster than I do. Little fuck.
Real-time clock at usdebtclock.org. Total United States national debt, 36 trillion.
Oh, 36 trillion. So
439 billion, 37 million, 150,000.
See what the debt
Oh,
was.
now
under
250,000.
Trump. See what the debt was under Trump. His first term compared to
450,000.
now.
Oh, 38 million. Now, what was the difference?
Between
know.
then and now.
What the hell is this Doji clock that got added? What the heck?
Yeah, they added the Doge clock.
The Department of Government Efficiency Advisory Commission real-time savings objective from reducing government waste, fraud, and abuse in federal government agencies. So, USDebtClock.org has a Doji clock that keeps track of how much money Elon has saved us so far. And it looks like he's already in the billions of dollars, $57 billion in all of these USAID and other waste that you're talking about. About to be 58 any moment now. So this doesn't show a historical graph. It only shows the real-time debt right now.
Yeah, but can't you look it up?
Yeah. But I was having too much fun looking at the clock because here you'll understand.
Because he only has a
share the
limited
screen.
time. He only has a year to do it.
Make some space. See, look at this shit.
He only has a year to do it.
So there we go. There's the U.S. national debt, 36 trillion.
Yep.
And then here's the U.S. federal budget deficit. So far what is that? We got, so only $2 billion deficit. That's not bad. That's not going to increase our debt by that much. Medicare debt, Social Security debt, defense debt. Let's see. All right. What's this other one stat? We want to see what it was in 2020. Is that right?
We want to see what it was in 2018.
2018.
Yeah. That'd be right before COVID. That'd be when Trump was doing his best.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was 17 trillion when Trump came into office. He'd taken it to 21 trillion.
Which is
by
very
2018.
small percentage.
And then the U.S. CARES Act tripled the debt, tripled that amount. So Like the CARES Act was more debt added to the national debt than any other thing that Trump did his entire presidency, I believe. Well, let's see what it was in 2016.
Yeah, no. See what it was in 2022.
So in 2016, it was only $19.5 trillion. So,
Oh, shut
and
up.
what? Let's see.
I wanna hear you.
Do we have it here based on year? Here we go. Yes, we do. So this is GDP national debt. That sucks. Go away. I'm not talking about that.
I don't. All I see is the U.S. debt clock.
Yeah, I'm still looking for the right answer before I put it up there. Nobody wants to watch me scroll through this shit. Knew it. Okay, so I found a little chart though. Here, we'll share this tab instead. So right here we got. No, there's no way this can be fucking right. The U.S. national debt by year. This is talking about billions.
Right.
Oh, you multiply it by billions and it ends up being trillions. So 22,719 billion. 2020 is 26. 2021 is 28. 2022 is. Let's go more rows. Wow. All right. Wow. Whoa. Was our debt $17 and the market crashed?
17
1920.
billion.
Oh, okay. Billion. Oh, we've always been $1 billion in debt. Wow. Anyways. All right. Let's get through the 50s. Let's go through the 70s. Let's go to 2000. So Clinton brought in 5.6 billion. When did Clinton leave office? 2000. So Bush started
Was
in
it 2000? No.
Yeah, wasn't Bush 2001 or was that 1980 and 98? I mean, when was
I
election
believe
year?
it was 98.
Fuck you, Investopedia, popping me up with ads. Get out of here. Okay. So we went from 2000 at the turn of the millennia, we were only at 5.7 billion. Wow. Now we're at 36 trillion. Oh, those are trillions too. Okay. Yeah. So we're in the trillions in 2000. $5.6 trillion. $35 trillion. And in 2020, it was 26. So what did Biden actually add to the debt? 26 minus 30, almost $10 trillion. You know, I seem to remember Harvard doing a study based on Bernie Sanders' Medicare for All plan. Basically said it would cost $11 trillion over the course of 12 years to pay for Medicare for all. And Biden spent that in 4 fucking years and didn't get nobody no health care.
Clinton served until 2001.
Okay. Yeah, so 2000 was an election year, and 2001 he took office. Bush took office, and then September of 2001, we all know what happened. Let's see. So yeah,
The stupidity over our money
Yeah.
being spent on foolish waste, and that is a shit ton of fucking waste. If I might say so myself.
Yeah.
see, Trump
It-
had 3 years where the national debt didn't increase by $1 trillion, and then COVID hit, and suddenly $4 trillion right off the bat, and then he left office, and 3 trillion the first year, 2 trillion the next year, 4 trillion the next year, 4 trillion, 2 trillion the last year. Our government needs somebody to keep shit straight.
Mm-hmm.
I hope
yeah,
Elon does a good job.
Yeah. Well,
I think he is. I think he's doing a phenomenal job right now. I mean, just
I
In
don't
the
know. The
2 weeks,
national debt hasn't
in the
dropped,
2
so
weeks,
I'll hold my
in
I'll
the
hold my
2
beer.
weeks that he's had time, 2 weeks, he saved. What'd that clock say?
Wasn't it $56 billion or something like that?
What
Something
did
around
Doge?
there.
Yeah, what did Doge catch?
About $56 billion saved.
In 2 weeks.
So yeah, that's because they just took all this shit and got rid of it. That's awesome.
Well, I mean,
That was money that was going to be spent that's not going to be spent now. That's why
right.
there's like they're eliminating waste.
Not only that, but it don't need to be spent.
They don't need anything. You know, before fucking in the 1800s, there was no fucking tax. There was none of this shit. This shit's only been in this country for the later half of our fucking existence,
Taxation is illegal.
especially on your private property. If they're taxing your private property, you don't technically own it. Eh.
I'm
So
just saying, it's fucking stupid. It's crazy. It's beyond what we need to be doing for our country. And I don't care you call me a nationalist or not. Guess what? America first.
I'm not a nationalist. I'm just a human
America
being
first.
who lives by the Constitution, and I don't want to be giving money to people who don't live by the Constitution.
Well, you goddamn
Because
right.
if you're not paying into the same tax pool as me, you don't need to have access to the money that gets put in there by hardworking Americans.
Well, even if you are putting money in there, if you don't
Right.
have, if you're not here legally, you don't get it either.
Exactly.
It'd be kind of hard to put money in the tax pool if you're not here legally, because you legally can't get money from a corporate employer if you're not here
The
legally.
people that have jobs that
They're
are
not paying taxes. They're under the table criminals who are avoiding the same income system that we all have to, like, someone taxes. And well, if a court says that you have to pay somebody money and you're working for a corporate employer, they're taking it out of your paycheck.
Hmm.
There's just no way to get around it. Same with
right,
taxes.
right.
If you're here illegally and your employer slips you a 20 or a 30 or $50
Yeah, you're not tax
every day,
credit.
you're not getting taxed. You're not putting into the same pool that I do, that is supposed to be there for a safety net if I fall on hard times.
Like I actually fell on hard times.
Well,
Like,
look, all I'm saying is this right here. There's people in this country, myself included, who could use the help of the money that we spent in and paid into their government to do is help the ones
Yes,
when we need it. Okay. In the last 4 years, none of that has fucking happened. Not for a goddamn soul walking the United States of America, legal and naturally born soul walking the United States of America. We as citizens, by the last uh, office, had really treated us like we were the enemy and like we were the bad people. Okay, knowing that
that's
they
what
are
I think.
sitting there
Yeah,
spending our fucking money in other goddamn countries that had no business having our money.
right. And you know
300,
and
hold
the
on,
rate is,
hold on. Here we
oh my
go.
God,
Here we go right here. 349 million Americans in this country, legal and natural born.
yeah,
Okay. All right.
how
Joe
many?
Biden gets in at 349. Joe Biden gets into office.
Seems about right.
Joe Biden gets in office and could have done one great thing for this country. And I bet you the people of America would not have gave a fuck what he did the rest of the time.
Legalize marijuana.
That's one. But he could have gave every American $1 million to make sure that the American people will make it through COVID. Instead, gave it billions to fight a proxy war in fucking Ukraine.
Remember how Biden said he was going to give everybody $2,500 for COVID, and then only gave everybody $700, and said that Trump's $700 check that he gave was part of the 14 or
Right.
25. Like he
Right.
promised 25, then he changed it to 14, then he changed it to 7, and said the 7 that Trump gave everybody was part of the 14.
No,
And it's
Joe
like, are you
Biden
fucking
didn't
kidding me,
give
you
me
asshole?
nothing. When I went,
You didn't take your stimulus check? I took mine. I mean,
he
I
didn't
pay into
give.
taxes.
He
I'll be
didn't
damned
give
if I
my
ain't taking out
family
my
one.
stimulus.
He didn't give
What?
us one.
How
wanna
did you
know
not get a
why?
stimulus?
We didn't get a stimulus under Joe Biden.
How did
The
you
last
not get a
stimulus, the
stimulus?
last stimulus check I got said from the President of the United States, Donald
What'd you do? Not
A.
file
Trump.
for the $700 one? He gave everybody $700. Every taxpayer who was under
When
like
I filed
$90,000.
taxes, that year for him to supposedly give us $2,500, they smacked me and said I owed taxes.
Did they take the $700 off what they said you owed?
Nope.
Well,
They
then
said
I
I
don't know how
wouldn't even.
you got
I didn't
kicked out of
apply
your
for it.
stimulus, but
They said I didn't. I didn't fall in the standard for it.
the standard was like fucking. It was something insanely high, dude. Everybody I
am telling
know,
you
like I only
what-
know 2 people who didn't apply, who weren't eligible for it based on their income.
I am telling you exactly what Joe Biden's IRS told me.
Well, I mean, I got it automatically because I'm on SSI.
I didn't get shit under Joe Biden. Not one stimulus check ever showed up in my bell box with his fucking name on it, but it
I
sure
had to
did under
file 4
Donald
years
Trump.
of taxes in one go, but I did. I got it, but I was a little pissed that like they changed it from 2,500 to 1,400 to 700.
Yeah.
But it's not like none of their promises bought my vote off of them anyway. I didn't vote for Biden. So I saw him dick Bernie
Neither did
Sanders over and cheat Bernie Sanders outright in the open using the machines, the Pete Buttigieg's voting machines. He ripped them off in Iowa right off the bat. The media ripped them off. They cheated. And somehow Biden ends up with the nomination not even a quarter of the way through the fucking primaries when Bernie won the first 4 states.
All I'm saying is this.
I was ready to vote for anybody to legalize marijuana.
All I'm saying is this right here.
Well,
The
Donald Trump
ridiculous
said-
spending of our money
Right.
the last 4 years is enough for me to know I am definitely made the right choice to never vote Democrat again.
Yep.
I never vote
I
based
never
on a
voted.
political party to begin with. So
This was mine and my old lady's first
like,
time voting,
yeah,
and
the first time I identified as a political party it was 2016, so I could vote in the primaries,
mean,
and then I
nobody-
exited.
nobody ever asked me my political party, nor did I ever register a political party. So I don't know what political party I'm in. If this vote put me in a political party,
If you registered to vote and you didn't check a box, they put you in an independent automatically.
Look, so here's the thing.
And
Here-
approximately
I am.
30% of registered voters are independent in most
because they
states.
automatically pop that box off Jump Street on your driver's license.
Well, that's
when
what
they
you are.
ask
If you don't identify as Republican or Democrat, you are
Independent.
independent. Even if you want to vote for Green Party, I
Well,
believe you're
whenever
still
I was
independent.
younger, I always told my dad that I'd be Democrat because he was Republican.
Yeah, the only time I was ever a Democrat, I signed up
That
in
is too funny.
2016 because I was going to vote for Bernie Sanders in the primaries, but I didn't even get to cast that vote because Pennsylvania's late in the primaries and they'd already cheated them out of the fucking thing by then.
And
So
then by the time I had my daughter, well, we had my daughter, uh, I called him up whenever I was taking care of my daughter and told him sorry. You know, I I, I realized my brain kind of opened up and melded, I guess.
Right.
And he said it's okay. Water
No.
under the bridge. It's fine. You're my son. I love you. And
He forgave you for being a Democrat, huh?
well, I mean, I never voted, so that vote never,
Neither have I.
So
No.
me voting, just to vote against him never happened.
I voted.
Well,
I voted this time to vote against Kamala. So,
well, I voted this time for the better of the world,
and
honestly.
eh,
And I mean, I seen something whenever I was watching him sign those executive orders.
yeah,
Somebody said in the chat that um, good job electing this guy because this is bettering the world. I said thank you. We tried.
seems to be. It seems to be. So
So and,
let's hope everything carries on through as
and
appears on the
honestly,
surface.
that's why I voted for Trump was because I thought for the world we didn't need Kamala. There was no way Kamala would have done anything good.
Kamala
For,
would have signed the treaty giving the World Health Organization the authority to declare martial law in the entire United States for whatever pandemic reason they decided fit.
and
Like
we would
Kamala
have
had every
been,
intention of signing that deal with the pandemic
in
awareness
my
bullshit.
mind, whenever uh, Biden got into office, I said, we're done. We will become a communist country. Well, I was only a couple years off if Kamala would have won. I totally believe that. But thank God she didn't, and we dodged a bullet.
Hmm. You're
Hmm.
welcome.
Yeah, thank everybody that did it because it wasn't just me.
No, thank everybody who did it who normally wouldn't have done it. All you people who
Right,
don't normally fucking vote who made the difference.
right.
Pat
And,
yourselves
and
on
the
the
one
back.
and the ones that stayed home and didn't vote, thank you too, because that helped.
I don't know anybody who stayed home and didn't vote because they wanted Kamala to win. I think people I know that stayed home and vote knew that Trump was going to win and just didn't care to go vote for him. Like he's going to win. He doesn't need my vote. I know Kamala's losing. I mean, I was actually encouraged just to forego my vote. No, the Amish all went and voted. He don't need you. He didn't. He landslide won my district for by thousands of votes. So he didn't need me.
Well,
But
one of my friends, or one of our friends, um, I think you know him too, uh, lives in a very blue part of a very red state,
yeah,
and he went and
is that
voted
New
for
York?
Trump. And no,
No.
Omaha, Nebraska, and that is a very blue part of a very red state.
So figured out what we
Hmm.
would have to do with our copyright claims that pop up.
Yeah,
We can still get those shows up unedited with the original content that we shared and modified. Um, you just gotta.
the
The
only
thing is,
problem would be
you have to file a dispute, and the dispute's automatic 30 days because the original content creator has to answer the dispute, and if they don't answer this dispute, they give you assumed creator content or Creative
You're not
Commons.
going to believe what I just found. What was
But
reported 4 hours ago.
what?
Trump signs executive order and withdraws from the UN.
UN?
Yep, United Nations.
Oh,
Okay,
cool. Now do
good.
NATO. Now do NATO. Now.
Yeah, get us out
Now.
of NATO.
And he says it's not being run well with us footing most of the bill.
Right.
The only treaty our
Is
country.
that getting us out of NATO?
We shouldn't be allowed, our government should not be allowed to make a treaty with any country that does not share our constitutional values.
Right.
Period.
Well, I agree with that.
Down
But
to a minimum.
it
And that,
is what
that
he's
means almost
doing.
all of our allies at this point, because we're the only ones who like have
Him
this.
taking us out of the UN, ain't that taking us out of NATO?
No. UN and United Nations and NATO are two different things.
Yep. Here's another thing.
Both of them are obsolete.
We all know the great Sarah Huckabee Sanders.
Yeah.
Governor of Arkansas.
Arkansas, yeah.
Okay, we all know who she is.
I like her name too.
She had pulled out and said on Fox News that every political opponent in the United States and all all the other countries who are thinking that they could just push Trump around warns he is not the person to be pushing around. He is not the person you could just walk up and just push aside or try to take over. He's not that person.
Right.
You know, and
I'm waiting for him to send Barron Trump into the past. You ever hear that shit?
Yeah.
Dave's the only one who's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Dude, there was a book that was written in the early 1800s.
I already know about the goddamn
Trump.
fucking. I already know about
a time traveling businessman from the future.
I already know. And while we sit here and ponder that, I'm going to smoke the bowl while you sit there and think about before you move down that rabbit hole, because I already been down there and I'm not going back.
Dude, that's where
you can't make me.
Here,
you can't make me.
Let's show you a commercial that has a lot to do with that rabbit hole.
You can't make me.
This is funny as shit, y'all.
I think you can.
I think I can. I think I can.
Nope. I switched over to another. I opened up another tab so I could.
You're like, I'll switch scenes, bitch.
Yep. Don't watch this, bro. I'll show you.
Don't be.
I'll show you. I won't pay attention.
Oh, that's okay.
I got you, buddy.
Here's a Super Bowl ad, everybody. Check this out. A few years ago.
Oh, Super Bowl ad.
Yeah, this is I think this was 2023 Super Bowl.
I stopped watching football.
Yeah, neither. Yeah, but this is where it was for Tubi. Holy shit. There's Dave. Sparta. This is Sparta.
Yeah.
I am, bitch. Get down that fucking rabbit hole.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Thank you.
Put you down the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Somebody took this cool song called that Monsters makes and redubbed that whole thing on TikTok. I was trying to find it on YouTube, but I'm not sharing TikTok and shit. So y'all
Yeah.
have to go look it up yourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Bring back some fortune cookies while you're over there.
Right.
Some General So's.
Yeah.
Hey Luke,
Uh,
go to TikTok
General
and get me some wontons.
I don't know any wontons on there.
you know what wontons are? It's just a goddamn 2 taco shells with cheese and beef in it. It's a fucking quesadilla.
Right? Quesadilla. Oh,
All you need is some fucking pico to put on it and some fucking taco sauce. Boom, here you go.
fuck that.
Stay away from that
I like
nasty
the
ass duck
dumplings.
sauce.
I like the fried dumplings. Geezer? Goizer? Something
I
like
don't
that.
know how to fucking
I
pronounce
stay
it.
I
away.
don't know. Yeah, I eat food. There's no food that's exclusive to America that I won't eat. And there's no food on the planet that I won't eat.
I stay American.
Oh
like
yes, there is, because
The sweet and
there's
sour
food on
chicken.
the planet that I refuse to even touch.
If it's
based
real
on-
food, if it's real food and it's not domesticated somewhere, aside from beef, I don't care that y'all domesticate your cows. I've been growing up with beef my whole life. Sorry.
Yeah.
Dave.
Yeah, beef.
Dave just disappeared. Y'all,
Man,
his
he didn't want to go down that rabbit hole.
he's like, fuck your rabbit hole. I'm gonna leave. I hear it now. Your conspiracy theories about sushi. I don't want to hear none of your your fishy conspiracies.
Yeah.
I eat. Right, if it's meant to be eaten and it's not domesticated, I don't give a fuck. I'll try it once.
Well, is what actually is meant to be eaten?
Dog.
Fish, beef.
Yeah, is dog, cat, horse on there?
Well, you want to know something?
Uh,
Civil War soldiers on both North and the South, when they were running low on food, they would eat dog.
yeah, I
They
would.
even said in journals that dog is a very good meal.
I'd
I
die
don't know
before
if
I
that's
ate my
true or
dog,
not,
and I would kill someone before I let them eat it.
but I'm just saying that
I
is
No.
agree. I'm
that
on the
is
same
just
boat.
what's reported.
Cerberus is not going to bite my head off. When
But actually, what is actually
I like
meant
dogs
to be eaten?
and
Is
cats.
it?
Grubs, you could eat
I,
grubs
I
for
mean,
protein. You know, grubs are
so bugs.
harmless. Yeah, you could eat some bugs. You could eat some bugs. You could eat worms, certain worms. You could eat buffalo. You could eat pheasant. You could eat duck, goose,
Now, this is all legal.
squirrel, rabbit. Yeah,
Most of the
legal.
weeds,
Now,
most of
look,
the weeds
okay,
that
you're talking
randomly
about
grow in
legal.
your yard are actually edible.
Okay,
Dandelions are edible. The leaves are actually a leafy
Yes.
green that's as good for you as lettuce.
you
Yeah,
could legally,
so are the
you could
flowers
legally
of
eat.
zucchini and
Okay, listen.
watermelon.
You can legally
Pumpkin.
eat. You can legally eat insects. There's no law in the book saying you can't. You're
So
also legal to hunt pheasant. You're legal to hunt quail. You're legal to hunt squirrel, rabbit, deer, elk, wild boar, snake, iguana. Um, uh, the list
Alligator.
goes on. Elk,
alligator's not
alligator,
bad. It's a little tough.
crocodile,
Kangaroo's a little gamey.
kangaroo, ostrich.
I would
Not
say
tried
kangaroos
ostrich.
are muscular.
Well, it
Swordfish, if you like
depends.
steak, swordfish, you can't tell the difference between a good swordfish steak and a real steak.
Uh,
Huh.
Slight
about
difference in the flavor, more butter in the
So,
swordfish than the
so
steak.
about
who
80%
came
of
up?
the ocean life you could eat.
Who came up with a what is meant to be eaten and what is not.
Nobody.
Nobody. You
People
did.
people
You
were
did
hungry
it.
and they put shit in their mouths, and if they didn't die, they said yay.
So so why why is, let's say, horse, dog, or cat
Yeah.
all illegal to eat?
Well,
Well, only.
because they're domesticated pets for the most part, I would think. I mean,
Yeah.
and
And
then religions and
What
society has
about a
always
pig?
driven what people eat.
you can
But
eat pig.
Pigs are
like,
domesticated.
you're essentially asking two different questions here. What can you eat versus why do
What?
we eat what we do? And they're two different questions. You can literally eat almost
No,
anything.
why is it illegal?
Why is it illegal?
I don't
Why
know.
is it
I
Pets.
illegal?
do not know of a law on the books saying anything about horse, but dogs and cats, yes,
Yeah.
there is.
Yeah,
Yep.
you're not allowed to sell horse for the
Nope.
purpose of food in this country.
Nope.
No, but if you
They
have a horse
actually
farm,
There
they
and you
no
have one,
there is a law
no.
outlawing
Yeah.
you to kill a horse for food.
There's a documentary about people who got arrested because they were rounding up the dead horses and taking them down to Mexico to sell them for meat. And they said, no, you can't fucking do that. Period. You can't even take them to a different country and sell them. And like
I'm just
they
saying,
would go around round up dying horses and shit and cart them off
like
to
I was
fucking
trying to
Mexico.
say before I got cut off by Moken, is that there is some countries that do eat horse. I'm just
Mexico,
saying.
for instance.
I'm just throwing that out there. There's some countries that eat fucking camel.
And there's
Okay.
some countries that
That's a
eat dog and
disservice to
cat.
their work. Would you eat your
But
Would you
I'm
eat your
saying
workers?
here,
I'm just
right
saying.
now, who
Well, if I
made
was
the
Hannibal
list?
Lecter, I might.
Who made the list? And why do we have a list saying what we can and cannot eat?
I have no clue. I wasn't
When it comes
alive.
to the animals, there is a list. Okay.
I
Yeah,
was
I
not
mean,
alive.
there is.
But you cannot eat human, although some have tried. You get what I'm saying? So,
Right.
yes, it's conspiracy theory at its finest.
There
All
we
I'm
go.
saying is that you can't. All there is to say is that you cannot uh, sit there and say when it comes to the end of times and the food shortage is actual real
Right.
that you know that stuff won't happen. It will happen. Not to say that it ain't going to happen. There is a time clock ticking down for the end of humanity.
TikTok.
Okay.
Is
So
Right.
there?
yes, there is a clock. It's they don't post it or anything like that. It's not like the fucking stupid doomsday clock. I'm just saying there is an expiration date for humanity on this planet. Some point in time, it's going to happen.
Nobody knows the date or the
Okay.
hour.
Right.
So how is there a clock if nobody knows?
There is no clock that you know of. It's about looking at the signs. You got to
It-
see when all the signs appear. You know the world is
I've seen
over.
a lot of signs.
yes.
This past 4
But
years
hey,
was loaded with signs.
You haven't
yeah,
seen no
but
mark of the
that was
beast. You haven't seen no earthquakes. You haven't seen no tidal waves.
no, but
Bull.
listen. There's an expiration date on everything, just like there was an expiration date on the dinosaurs. There was an expiration date on uh,
That was
Neanderthals. There was an expiration date on,
No, they
the
didn't.
woolly
you think
mammoth.
No, they've
no,
proven
And
that
no
wrong.
time to
The
go to place.
Neanderthals did not go extinct.
listen, what I'm
We
saying
are
is
the
this right here.
Neanderthals. So when you go get your 23andMe, they're going to tell you what percentage of your blood is Neanderthal, and
I'm
they're going to
talking
place
about
you
like
compared to everybody
caveman
else.
days, bro.
Yeah,
You know, like
that's
the
what I'm
first
saying.
humans.
They didn't go
Yeah,
extinct.
we
The
All
used
I'm
to.
saying,
Homo
listen,
sapiens.
all I'm saying, all I'm saying is this. Okay, there's an expiration fucking date on mankind. And
Uh,
regardless if it's by our own hand or by natural disasters,
it ain't in our
we are
genes.
guaranteed
It's
not
in
to
our
live
genes.
No.
forever. It's guaranteed.
So
No,
Humanity will end at some point in time. It may be for another million years. It could be 2 million years. But
nope.
at some point in time,
Life will
life on
move on.
Earth will not exist.
Yeah, when Earth doesn't exist, life will exist on this
Well,
planet
hopefully
until
by that
Earth does not
time,
exist anymore.
well, by that time we'll all be Martian born because we'll all live from
Yeah.
other planets.
You're,
Okay.
yeah, shit.
All right.
so
So
you share Elon's vision.
I've always thought, even as a child, that there was a possibility of us colonizing other planets.
Yeah, that would be nice. I
Okay.
just, I just,
I've always believed that out of all science fiction of that day in the 80s and early 90s, that all that science fiction, there is some truth to everything. Do I believe that we could colonize other planets? Yes, but let's start small and go to the moon first, okay?
And colonize the moon.
And start preparing what we're going to do on Mars on the moon first.
So
you can't
Why
so
don't
colonize
you
the moon. You
you
can't
want to
colonize any
colonize
of
the
it.
moon, get rid of its reflection to
The con-
Earth.
how are you going to get rid of its reflection? You're not going to be able to get rid of it. It's a fucking star.
Because you're going to
Okay,
what is a
it's
build
still
on
star?
it.
going to shine.
What is a star?
Every star you look in the fucking galaxy, bro, is a planet, is a sun
So,
somewhere in some galaxy out there. Okay, so listen to what I'm telling you. If you move people and you build a base on the fucking moon and you put 1 million people on the fucking moon, it's not going to stop it from shining down on us. You know what's going to be really cool? We're going to be really seeing sparkle glitter from the moon that we
no.
view on a clear night. And we're going to sit there and say, that's the city we just built.
No, we're not.
You're
Because
Nope.
not
usually,
going to
whenever
block.
you build something, it gets. Whenever you build an obstruction, what
Oh my
happens?
God, you
You
don't
get
know
rid of it.
anything about science, bro.
I
Science.
do.
It's science.
Conservation of energy, Dave.
It's
So the
fucking
planets only
science.
rotate the way they rotate and orbit the way they orbit because they have the exact densities that they have. So if you're going to take mass away from Earth and take it to Mars or the moon and put that mass on the moon, even the smallest little bit is going to have a butterfly effect that you cannot compute
No, I
with
don't believe that.
a standard model. I mean, well, that's
I don't
just
believe that.
conservation of energy. You can't destroy or create matter,
Listen, what
and all
I'm
you can
not
do
trying
is
to
move it
create
from one
matter.
place to the other. And
And
if you
even if you
change the
move
density of the
matter,
moon,
listen,
you can
That's
you're
not
change
not
the
going to
salvation.
orbit.
change. How you changing density to the moon if you add a building to the surface?
You're talking about throwing tons of weight from this
That
planet
still don't make
on
sense.
tons of weight. Yeah, because you're going to get the materials from Earth. You're taking them away, reducing the density and weight and spin of the planet. And then you're going to put those materials on a different object that is also in a gravitational relationship with us. That's going to change the gravitational relationship. It's like if you got a teeter totter and you got a little
No,
kid
it's
way up
not.
here in
How is
the
that going
air,
to? No, it won't.
and then you got an adult
No, it
over
won't.
here. Now, if the adult takes off his arm and throws
No,
it at
bro.
the kid's going to balance a little bit. You're going to shift
Listen,
for every measurable amount of weight you change from one place to the other. You're going to change shit.
no.
There's
In
no
math,
weight in
the
space.
math. No, listen. The listen. The mathematical equations do not compute to that.
Can you tell me the amount of weight you would need to put on the moon to change its gravitational orbit?
It wouldn't change. No matter what you do, you
Bullshit.
can populate
Bullshit.
one
The
whole
Giza
side of the moon.
pyramids affect the spin of the Earth. They've proven that. That's exactly why the Giza pyramids are the specific size they were to begin with, because they wanted it to have an influence on the spin of the planet,
So then when
which
we
it does.
built shit,
Which
so
it
when we
don't.
built
So you
shit,
take those pyramids off Earth, those pyramids affect the gravity of Earth. Take those off Earth and put them on the moon, and you tell me it's not going to affect a smaller, less dense thing that's floating around us?
Nope.
when we
That's
modernize buildings,
you need to get a hold of Bill Nye, man.
Fuck Bill Nye. I found he to be a fucking liar and not know what the
Well,
fuck he's talking
well,
about.
any
Anyway.
science guy who actually has a PhD, then, and
if you build
The
on in your logic, if you build on Earth, then it will affect our gravitational spin.
no, it don't.
no, my logic is that they took a large amount of rocks from Earth, condensed them in a specific spot, and made their own man-made mountain. And that man-made mountain that they made, even from taking the materials from Earth from other places and condensing them in that one spot, affects the gravitational spin and the magnetic, all of it. It affects it all.
So
No, it
exactly
So
don't.
if
what
you
I
take
said.
a same size structure and you stick it on a much less dense moon, who we still don't understand why it rang like a bell. Some people theorize, some scientists with
Lighten it up.
PhDs theorize that the way it rang and vibrated, it's hollow.
Listen, all I'm saying is this right here.
So
We need to start small. Get back to the fucking goddamn main subject. Fuck all your bullshit, Dan. Lonely.
you got to know those
We-
things, or you're
listen.
ill prepared. If you can't tell me exactly how much weight you can put on the surface of the moon before you fuck it up,
There is no weight
then
in the
you don't
moon,
need
bro.
to be putting.
There's no
you don't
weight
need to
in
be. There
space.
is. There.
No, there's not.
Dude,
There's no weight
That's
in
what
space.
gravitation's about. It's about the density of the objects that
that
are
was the
gravitating
case,
around
what
each other,
you
that
were
are orbiting
talking
each
about,
other.
if what you are saying is true, then we would not be able to have so many satellites as we do in inner space.
They're not
and
landing
in
on the
outer
moon,
space.
affecting the density of the moon.
But it would affect the gravitational pull because there's so much shit pulling
No,
from it. Yeah,
there are
dude.
things moving through space. They have their own gravitational pull.
And
They're
they
not
have
big enough.
and they
But
have
meteors
no
and
weight.
asteroids have flown between moon and Earth that are big enough to
They have no weight.
affect
They have
their.
no weight.
What are you talking about? They do too have weight. It's called
They
mass.
weigh
Weight is a
0
reference of how
pounds
much
in
something's
space.
mass is compared to another. There's no such thing as weight. Weight is a fictional thing in your mind. There's only mass in the density of mass. Your weight is a relationship. Your 200 and X pounds is a relationship of your density compared to the Earth. That's all
200
weight is.
Bro,
Asteroid doesn't have any weight, as you say, because you're not comparing it to anything. It's not under anything else's gravitational effects, except for the objects it's orbiting, like the moon. So if you change the weight of something that's flying around in space, orbiting around objects, it's going to orbit differently. That's just science. I don't know. It might be 4,000 pounds, 4,000 tons. I don't know what the weight
you
is. I'm
go
saying the person
outside?
that does it should know. And you're like,
Can
no, he
you go
shouldn't.
outside?
He could just pick up Mount Everest and throw it up there. Who cares?
Listen, can you go outside right now, your house, find a perfectly round 200-pound stone and pick it up?
What's your point?
Can you do that right now?
Why would I? And
Are
what's your
you
point?
able and strong enough to go outside and pick up a 200-pound stone that's outside your
I
house?
can deadlift 200 pounds.
I'm not talking about deadlift. I'm talking
what?
about bending down and
Yeah,
picking
sure.
it up. You think you can? You think you're
Sure,
strong
give
enough
me.
to do that?
Yeah, I got a walking stick right there. I know how leverage and math and shit works, and I know right where to put a pivot to where, yeah, I could pick up 1,000 pounds with that stick.
Moon's gravity is 1/8 of Earth's. You could go out there and sit on the moon and pick up a 400-pound boulder and throw it.
Yeah, you know why
it
the
has
moon's
no
gravity
weight. There's
is
no
1/4.
gravity.
It's
It's
not weight.
space.
It's density, dude. It's density. So the The moon is less dense than the Earth. Therefore,
You were
you're going
talking
to
about
weigh
weight. You
less
weren't.
when you're on the surface and affected by its gravitational pull.
Okay, so as I said, it'd be no different if we put a city on the moon.
You're
It would
still
have no
exerting
effect.
your mass on the moon when you're
It would
walking on the
not
moon. That's
have
why there's
no effect.
footprints where they jumped across, because
Would
you're
not
still
be no
exerting
effect,
your
bro.
mass is still there just because you feel less effects.
Dude, there would be no effect on the gravitational pull and how things work as of right now. It would be no
You're
different.
100% wrong, dude. You're
No, I'm not.
100% wrong. There is a
Well,
magical threshold that will throw it
yeah,
off.
you are.
Dave, you're 100% wrong. I am 1 year away from my PhD in this shit, and I'm telling you,
How,
you're
how
fucking
are you
wrong.
gonna how are you gonna build on the moon?
Planets orbit each other based on their specific densities to each other. If you cut the Earth in half and stick the other half on the moon, it's going to change the way it orbits. I don't know what the magical number is, but if you take any piece of Earth that's substantial to the mass of the moon and stick it on the moon, you are going to affect it. Same way as you got a fucking ceiling fan in your room and you go take a nickel and you put it somewhere specific, and there's a specific spot you can put it on your fucking fan where it's going to throw your fan way the fuck out of whack and it's going to start going up and down. These are simple physics I'm trying to explain. I just don't know what the magic number is, Dave. I don't know. But the person that does this shit should. Elon's smart enough to figure it out. I don't know. I haven't heard him talking about it.
Could colonizing moon dangerously affect its or Earth's gravity? The answer is no.
You're not asking it the right question.
You said it would affect
You're
the orbit
you're
and
asking it a
gravitational
question it
pull.
doesn't know the answer to. Tell it to prove it. Show you the math that proves it. If it didn't, then it's just looking around X and Twitter and seeing what people say and throwing a post of what somebody else said. There is a mathematical formula that determines why the moon formula fucking rotates around the planet the way it does. And the mass of the moon is part of that. So if you change the mass of the moon, you therefore have a different model moving forward in time.
Well, if the moon moves closer, then the tides rise.
Right. The
Well,
moon
yeah,
is
we all
the
know
moon is
that.
massive enough to affect the tides on Earth.
Yes, we know that.
But it don't affect the rotation.
It won't affect the orbit or rotation.
Yeah,
or
it already
gravitational
does. The
pull.
bulge. It changes the
No,
bulge, and we
I'm
spin a
talking
specific
about
way
putting
because of that
us
bulge.
colonizing the moon. That's what we're
Right.
talking about.
And I'm saying there's a load limit on what you can take off this planet and put on that moon. That's all I'm saying, Dave. It's simple. It is simple physics. There's a load limit. You're not going to take massive mountains and move them from here to the moon and not
Nobody
expect
said
things
moving
to spin
fucking
differently.
mountains, bro. We're
You're
moving
talking
steel.
about cities. You're talking about cities. There's big, heavy cities. You don't think the World Trade Center was heavy?
Bro, we got 3D printers for that, dick.
You don't think it was massive? It was massive. Yeah, but
And
you
he
bring
has a point.
okay, yes.
British.
There you go. There now you're showing the obvious way to counter my argument is we'll just send the materials and we'll mine the moon to build our fucking city. Then
We
it makes
mine
our
Earth.
whole argument irrelevant because I'm not putting tons and tons and tons of Earth on moon. I am rebuilding.
Thank
shit.
you.
But that's the point, though, is that's not how people are planning. They're talking about we'll take the materials here and we'll build a whole city. And that is literally what they're talking about. We'll take all the materials with us. We'll take them there and we'll build nations.
We are going to need starter materials to start the build.
Right.
But once the first
So
initial
3D printing.
materials get up there,
Mining equipment.
then we could fucking do the rest
Construction
from
equipment.
the moon. Exactly.
You know, what didn't they make that Civilizations in Space game where you like literally got to mine the asteroids before you can start building shit?
Yes, they did, but I don't Hey, hello to all of our viewers. 5 of you guys. Hey, welcome.
Hey.
Welcome to Gen X and beyond. Hey,
Any of you physicists
yeah,
out there?
yeah, none of them
We
are
need to answer a
physicists. Oh,
fucking
there is
question.
one to
I'm
us,
too
dude,
far away from being able to say yeah.
but welcome, welcome. But yes, like I said, okay, it is not going to affect anything. So my argument stands.
Can I get a unique mark for beam on the moon?
Can you get a what?
Stanley Summers.
What?
Stanley Summers said, "Can I get a unique mark for beam on the moon?"
Yeah. Who's that? Somebody.
Stanley Summers.
I don't know that name. You've been on the moon? All right.
No,
No,
that he's asking.
they're asking, "Can I get a unique mark for for beam? I guess it says BREAM on the moon.
A beam? He wants a beam on the moon.
BM? Did you take a bowel movement on the moon?
BREAM.
Oh, bream. Huh. Why is he asking that?
I don't know. That's what he asked in the chat. I don't know why he's
I
asking.
want to take a BM on the
But
moon.
I mean,
No,
I
that's
did
not what
just
he's
We'll
post on
stick
asking.
my
X.
ass right over one of them craters and
I
It's
just posted this on
no.
X and said, "Hey, we need help with this problem. If we colonize the moon, would it
that
affect
wasn't the argument.
anybody?"
The
Then
argument
what
was
was the
where are
question?
we getting the materials? Because if we bring them from Earth, if we bring all of them from Earth, we're fucking bounce up.
Can we get a
And
unique
don't
and
mark
Dave's like, dude,
for
we
bream on the moon?
and Dave was like very astutely like, Dan, we don't even need to bring materials. We can just build it. We can mine the
Yeah,
moon.
just
Why are we arguing?
Yeah,
breathe
like
it.
bro, like
You so did
seriously,
not
not
come up with
That
that.
plastic.
no, but bro, you didn't even let me finish, dude. You just instant was
Well,
like, well, this is what's gonna happen. No, it won't.
And
You
them
know?
3 viewers just left.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm fine with
I
that.
was just
Whoever's
trying to.
left, hello.
What up?
So, but uh say something in the chat, guys. Don't be bashful. But yeah, anyway, all right. It is an idea that I always had since I was a kid that we would be able to colonize other planets when for the just case the Earth decides to take shit on itself.
Would I have droopy?
You know, so
Right. Here, let me ask Gemini something.
Chronicle Diabolo. Would I have droopy balls after a year on the moon? I don't know, bro. Great question. You know what? Let me look that up.
Why would
I
you have
fucking
droopy
love that.
balls?
Look,
Do you
I
have
love that question, dude. That is fucking hilarious. Hold on.
Do you have
Let me
droopy
ask
balls
that.
now?
Probably
I mean,
not. Would
you're
I
men
mean,
have
here on Earth, yes,
I mean,
but I
saggy
mean, it takes years,
balls
obviously.
as Dave
after
pointed out, you're lighter on the
one
moon. So like
Yeah,
your balls
year
will actually raise up a little bit there. But
yeah, they'll actually stay tight if
I
they're
wonder.
the
tight.
reason your balls start sagging and how to keep them from that. That's what it came up with. Sorry, dude. I can't help you with that, bro. But
No,
yeah,
but
there's no
remember,
gravity on the moon, so
right?
you would have
There is gravity. It's 1/8 of
it's
the
1/8
planet.
of Earth,
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
So
you
so
wouldn't
that
have to
means
worry
you're
about
only
sagging
being
balls. At
yeah
least not for the first 200 years.
you're only what is that? So what is the specific gravity on Earth? 9.27. What is it?
Let me see here.
9.27 feet per second. Meters per second.
and
I bet it's
9
meters
point,
per second.
it is 9.807.
807. Ooh, 50 thousandths off. Yeah, meters per second, right? Meters per second.
It's
Says
about
M.
32.1740 foots.
Yeah.
I think that's square inch.
So yeah, so you'd have 1/8 of that. So just
Yeah,
a little over, almost 2 meters per second pulling down on you, and
yeah.
so yeah, your balls definitely wouldn't sag. They would. You probably have to keep them pulled down, keep them from riding all the way up into your stomach.
That would be sucking trying to zip up. Ooh, wow.
AC/DC does not have big balls on the moon, that's for sure.
No, they do not have the biggest balls of them all. Not on the moon, anyway. But that was a great question. I loved it. Thank you. Appreciate that.
That was a
Oh
good
my
question.
God. That was fucking hilarious. It made my night. It's awesome. I don't know, man. I mean, I do see us moving to other planets. I don't know about the whole thing about going to Mars first. I think
Here we go.
we need to start small, go to
Here
the
we go.
moon.
Here's AI answer for the actual question: how much mass added to the moon would shift its orbit? Adding a significant amount of mass to the moon, even a small percentage of its current mass, would theoretically shift its orbit around Earth, as increased gravitational pull between Earth and the heavier moon would change the dynamics of their interaction. However, the exact amount of mass needed to noticeably shift the orbit depends on the specific orbital parameters and will require complex calculations not capable
Not capable.
of this AI garbage.
Yeah, I don't believe AI.
Then why'd you use it? Why'd
I
you use
didn't use
it? That's
I
the
didn't
first
use it.
answer you gave me.
Dude,
That was
bro, I told you I said there was no
how long can we keep him
problems.
on this?
Listen, please don't, dude. All I'm
Uh,
saying is this right here. We could colonize the moon first. Then we could worry about
Right.
launching from there to Mars. And we could do the same thing on the Mars as we're going to do on the moon. We drill, we mine, we build from materials that the planet offers us, like we do Earth, and start
But
working from there. Take 3D printers,
okay.
take everything you need. You know what I'm saying? From the initial start, yes. That's the only weight that's being distributed is the materials that you need from Earth to get started on the moon. Once you get started on the moon, everything else can be mined from the moon. Okay. And then go to Mars and do the same thing.
and we're gonna make water on
Just want to
Mars.
strip
I
down
don't
every
know
body
how
in the planet, you pervert.
I just don't know how going closer to the sun
Jesus.
is beneficial. Okay. I mean, I like my heat. I don't like winter so much. I do love my nice summer days, but I don't think I love Mars that close to the sun summer days. Okay.
Mars
I
is
just
Mars
don't.
is Mars is further away, Dave.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
No, yeah, it sits on outside of the galaxy.
Yeah, but it doesn't have an atmosphere, so it heats up a little bit more during the day.
Okay, so there you
Our
go.
atmosphere actually blocks a lot
It
of
does get
the
close
light.
to the sun every now and then. You know what I'm
But
saying?
but for all the sunlight our planet absorbs from the sun, it emits just as much, exactly the same amount of sunlight energy it absorbs. It emits back out into space, and moon is right the fuck in the center of that most of the time.
Imagine living on the moon or Mars and seeing Earth, you know.
Well,
And if
or
you're
even
born
if
on the
you're doing
if
that,
you're
then
here's my
so
question. Would you be considered a Martian if you were born on another planet in our solar system, even though your parents came from Earth?
and,
Would you be
and would
No.
still
you
considered
Stop being
Earthling?
racist in space.
Shut the fuck up,
Stop
dude.
being racist in space. You're defined by your species,
racist?
man. You got to
No,
make
look,
these
bro.
imaginary borders
Yeah,
around
you could still
everything.
be human, but would you be considered a human
Racist.
Martian?
Dogs are
You wouldn't
dogs.
be
Humans are
considered
humans.
Earthling. You would not be considered Earthling at that
Are you
time.
gonna be a spacist now?
You space
I'm
racist?
I'm
Are you
space
space
racist.
racist? Are
That's
you
what I'm doing.
racist
I'm
against
space
Martians?
racist, bro.
We don't even
You
have
know,
any known
I
Martians, and you're
love the
already
new.
racist against
I
Martians.
listen.
You're not
Listen.
an Earthling.
I
You're
love
a
the new.
Martian.
The zebra colony looks real good right now. Okay, you know they're on fucking Jupiter. You know, Jesus fucking Christ, you guys,
I
get
mean,
over
IO,
it. I'm just asking a serious question. You
EIEIO.
know,
Isn't that
what the
are
hell?
those the moons of Jupiter? EIEIO.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know.
Titan.
I haven't looked up our solar system since I don't know the 8th grade.
Oh no shit! You're in for a treat.
I
Yeah,
mean, I seen videos of the
Pluto's not there
pictures
no
from
more.
Mars and the pictures from the telescopes from that's going to the
That's
outer
oh
edge
man.
of our solar system.
Yeah,
I've seen all
do
those
you ever see
over
Pluto?
the years.
Look it up. Do you see Pluto on there anymore?
Pluto is not a planet; it's a moon.
It was a
Planet
planet whenever
X.
I was in school.
It was a planet when I was in school too, but it's not.
It was a planet whenever I was in school.
You know what I'm saying? It's not. You can sit there and
But how is it not?
because it
Whenever it
ain't,
was,
dude. It's
whenever
a
I was younger.
moon. Oh my
Welcome
god,
to
bro!
Earth, third rock from the sun. Ow.
No,
So there's
don't do that,
Mars.
please. Please don't do that.
So we got 1, 2, 3. Right there's Earth. There's Mars. What are we? Mercury, Venus, Earth.
Mercury,
Have you guys
Venus,
ever
Earth,
checked this
Mars.
out? So this
No.
is called the AAS Worldwide Telescope. So this is a kick-ass little fucking telescope, but
Oh, I remember when they set this up.
like
Yeah.
you can literally, yeah, it's fucking awesome, dude. You can literally just fucking, like, if you have your own telescope that has the MIDI or whatever the hell that connection is, you can literally just
Imagine being on
use this
Earth,
to control
looking
it,
through a telescope and seeing the city on the moon. Wouldn't that be fucking cool?
right?
I mean, just think about it. Look at that.
Here, let's go somewhere else. I don't want to stay here. I want to go somewhere else.
All right, take it somewhere else, bud.
Zoom out. I want to see the cradle of civilization. I want to see the pillars of creation.
If I give you a
So,
planet name, will it go to that planet?
yes, we can do that. Let me large scale it, so if anybody's watching, like, super interested about this shit, they can actually see. So
Yeah,
that's
we
where the
got
picture came from. It's
Okay.
overlapping the picture in physical space. So if anybody's familiar with that pic, this is where it is in space.
All right,
So
here you go. You ready for this?
What is
uh,
that?
that is where part of where the pillars of creation are. Let me
Bro,
rem-
you ready for this?
Yeah, I don't even see the search bar. Do you see the search bar?
Oh my God, there's not a search bar.
There's a
Really?
search right here. Boom. Give me the
Okay.
name.
Kepler 186f.
How you spell Kepler?
Kepler dash 186f.
I bet it's the one it's been pointing at this whole time since I wrote Kepler in. Okay. This is the moon or craters. Is this craters on the moon?
Oh
No,
no,
That's
that's
a crater
Kepler.
on the moon.
No, that's Kepler, bro. Zoom out.
It's Kepler.
You see water over there? Zoom
Oh,
back in a little bit. Right there. See water? There's
where?
water. The
on
blue.
the sky,
See all the blue?
right there.
That's all snow caps. That's all water.
Where's
Keep
this
turning.
at? What moon
This
is this?
No, this is a planet that sits in
A
its
planet?
Goldilocks. This is a planet that sits in its Goldilocks zone, just like we sit in a Goldilocks zone, and it's called Kepler.
How many light years is this away?
This is let me see here.
Okay, well, fuck. If that's the case, I want to find Rukvat.
There is a lot more Keplers out there too, bro.
Oh, wow. There's Rukvat for all you, anybody who's ever read Anne McCaffrey's Pern. Oh, wow. See, they need to point fucking, they need to point James Webb Space Telescope here?
Well, they
Because they
got
got pretty good pictures of Kepler.
look up Goliath 667 CC, and I'll spell it for you because it's not spelled like you think.
What was it again?
It's GL
What was it though?
uh
Goliath?
Goliath.
All right, go on. All right.
It's GLIESE 667 CC.
Here's this one. There's multiples. But 667, I wonder if they're
CC.
close to each other. Bye, Ruckbat. That's where the dragons are, y'all. And Ruckbat, fourth planet from the sun there. It's called Pern. Oh, wow. So what star is this? That wasn't far away from Ruckbat. That was only like, wow, that's like on the same corner of the galaxy as Ruckbat. That's strange.
Yeah, and there's a lot
What's
more.
significant of this?
It's an Earth-like planet, sits in the Goldilocks zone of its star.
So it's one of those ones somewhere in the halo that we can't see.
Right. There's a lot of different Keplers here. They found a lot of Earth-like planets over the last 10 years. And what they want to do is launch a new satellite that will be able to travel past our solar system into another solar system that has a star for it to be able to charge.
Whoa.
So there's that. Just
Okay.
in case you wanted to know.
And here's our Alpha Centauri. Very fucking cool. Wow. Those two stars put off that much fucking light.
Well, not that. Remember, those stars are circling its own sun. So the major star in the center is what's producing majority of the light.
What is this artifact?
I don't know, but it looks like there's
Looks like a
something
Looks
looks-
like Death Star.
there.
Yeah.
Wow, that is.
It looks like-
crazy.
It looks like the telescope itself
Yeah.
superimposed over top of it. So what telescope only has 4 arms? Is that
I
not the
don't
James? Is that the
know.
Hubble? There's
I
another
have
one.
no clue.
I wonder if these are Hubble images right here. Because like that is a very strange. Like you see what the James Webb ones you have, I think 8 individual rays. So all these are like just right on the disk of our galaxy. These places we've mentioned, like, and we could see these in the night sky right fucking now. Oh, nice. Yeah, so check that out, guys.
So how many light years are they away?
Which one?
The second one.
Kepler?
No, the second one
Goliath.
you had looked up. Yeah, Goliath.
Goliath. I don't know the light year.
I gotta go
distance,
back to it.
So
So you can click on anything you zoom in after you're done and get information on it. So we got magnitude, that's the brightness, 5.91. Distance is not available. You don't know how far away it is? You don't even have a rough estimate of how far away it is?
Hey, what about the first one?
okay, the only one that's been traveling since 1977, year I was born, was Voyager 1, and
Here, let's find out where Voyager is. Voyager 1.
August 12th,
No results from Voyager.
it passed Saturn on August 12th. Or August 2012, my fault.
So let's take a look at Saturn. Yeah, so if you're watching right now, AAS Worldwide Telescope is a free resource for download on your laptop or PC. I don't know if there's Android Auto out there for this, but I know if you get a good telescope that has like precision mounts, this thing will control it for you. Like a little electronic telescope.
Man, I don't know.
This shit would be awesome. I want one. That's cool. How do you gravitate? Yeah, I don't know the software that much. I got it a long time ago because of the the Palisades? Or, I don't know, one of the asteroid showers. They did an event where they live streamed the asteroids, the meteor showers, Perseids, I think it was, or I don't know. I'm lost. Too much weed, guys. There we go.
Let's get out of that.
Yeah.
let's go
Well, no,
ahead and-
let's fix that.
Okay, we can fix
Too much
that.
weed.
We can fix that, and then we'll fucking end the show because I am
Aw.
ready to chill. What? You want to sit
Well,
here
I
and
don't
talk
know.
all night? I don't want
We
to.
didn't even throw any copyright material up there to get
That's
fucked
fine.
with.
That's fine. This time it'll be free ball. All right.
You know what
So,
the answer to too much weed is? More weed.
more weed.
I'll smoke you sober.
And I've never
Please.
had that happen.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and
I'm s-
girls, thank you for
Fuck
joining
all the
us here
time.
at Gen X and Beyond. I'm Gen X Dave, always, only the lonely and Mocha 420. We are out. Bye, guys.
Smoke.
Peace.
Smoke one for me.
Yes.